In the region of Galilee, small villages of stone rested between gentle hills and dusty earth roads. Houses were built from pale limestone blocks with flat clay roofs supported by rough wooden beams. Life moved at a slow rhythm. Men labored in fields of wheat and barley or worked along the waters of the Sea of Galilee, while women prepared bread in clay ovens inside quiet household courtyards. It was a simple world, yet filled with spiritual expectation. In those days, one name began to travel from village to village with growing curiosity: Jesus of Nazareth. Some people said that when he spoke, his words carried a strange authority that stirred the soul. Others said that hearts changed after hearing him speak. One afternoon, villagers gathered in the open courtyard of a house near the center of a small Galilean town. In the middle of the courtyard stood a stone well. Around it were clay jars for water, baskets of grain, and wooden farming tools leaning against the walls. Men arrived after working in the fields. Women wearing linen garments and head coverings sat along the shaded walls of the courtyard. Children remained close to their mothers, watching quietly. Jesus stood beside the well. A gentle wind moved the edge of his mantle as he looked at the people gathered before him. Many faces carried the weight of daily worries. Some were tired from labor. Others searched for answers they had not found anywhere else. Jesus began to speak with a calm and steady voice. Many times the heart of a person becomes filled with fear, he said, because it listens to too many voices of doubt. But the soul needs something different. He paused briefly while the villagers listened. That is why I tell you this: speak the truth of God and you will receive blessings. A man holding a wooden farming tool stepped forward slightly. How can words bring blessings? He asked. Jesus looked at him gently. When a man speaks truth, his heart begins to align with the will of God, Jesus said. And when a heart walks with God, blessings begin to find their way. A soft breeze moved through the courtyard trees. Jesus continued, there are moments when life appears impossible. Times when the path ahead seems closed and there is no visible solution. Several villagers nodded quietly. In those moments, Jesus said, remember this: invoke divine providence and you will experience the impossible. A woman near the wall lifted her eyes. Does God truly hear us when we call to him? She asked. Jesus answered calmly, God hears even the quiet whisper of the heart. Silence filled the courtyard for a moment. Jesus then stepped slowly among the people. But there is something deeper still, he continued. Transformation begins when the heart chooses to believe. He looked at the villagers gathered around him. Affirm your faith in me, and you will witness transformation. Some of the men exchanged thoughtful glances. Jesus then raised his hand slightly toward the sky, where the afternoon light had begun to soften. The world often speaks of fear, he said. It speaks of loss, uncertainty, and despair. But the people of God were not created to live without hope. His voice remained calm, yet strong. Declare hope, and miracles will be drawn toward you. The villagers listened in complete silence. Finally, Jesus returned to the stone well where he had first stood. The sky now glowed with warm colors as the sun slowly moved toward the hills. Jesus looked at each person gathered there. Faith is not only a thought, he said. It is a door that the heart chooses to open. Then he spoke one final sentence. Trust in the Lord and open your heart to blessings. The words lingered in the quiet air of the courtyard. For a moment, no one spoke. Yet something within the gathering had changed. Some men lowered their eyes in reflection. A woman closed her eyes in silent prayer. A young boy looked toward the horizon with curiosity and wonder. The struggles of life had not disappeared. The fields would still require labor. Bread would still need to be baked each day. But a new understanding had begun to grow. A different way of seeing life. And as the evening light slowly covered the village and the first stars appeared above the hills of Galilee, many began to realize that blessings do not always begin when circumstances change. Sometimes they begin when the heart chooses to trust.